I have been doing YouTube now for 8 years, and over that period I've learned a number of different things that has worked really well for me and others this hasn't really worked. And today, as I am moving over to a new channel, trying new things, I thought I wanted to share some of the secrets that I picked up over 8 years of content creation. So the first thing I actually want to talk about is burnout. Not that type of burnout, but getting burned out of actually running YouTube. How do you stay interested in making videos for an extended period of time? Because this is the most common reason that I see why channels fail, is because people lose interest. My tactic has always been to make a plan or make a schedule and stick to it. You will have periods where you are gonna be like hyperactive. You're just gonna have so much creative energy and you're just pushing out videos extremely fast. And you're gonna have other times where you're just struggling to find anything to talk about at all. I've always stuck to the plan of say, I make a schedule. For me, that's been 2 videos a week. Stick to it. So I might have weeks where I push out 4 or 5 videos, but they just go, I upload them and they just sit there private and wait for a slot to open up. And because then when I have a week where I just doesn't really feel it, just don't have the energy, I don't have any creative energy to make videos, don't really know what to talk about, then I have a buffer of pre-uploaded, ready to go videos where I just click publish and then go do something else. This means that from my audience perspective, it's a constant flow. The YouTube algorithm loves it. It keeps the audience engaged, and also kind of puts a little pressure on yourself to say, okay, but when that buffer begins to run out, you need to get back in the game and make some videos. Because what I often see is people post like a ton of videos like every day or 2 videos for a period, and then they just stop for a month and then they come back and do something very active again. And that's not sustainable. That doesn't work in the long run. So keep a steady pace. And even though it is always super exciting when you've made a video, you just want to get it out there so as quickly as possible, sit on it and wait and keep a steady flow. Don't be afraid to take a break. I've done this through my entire YouTube career. This is also why I'm about to go on my Christmas break right now, actually, where I say, that's it, I'm done. It's Christmas. See you guys in the new year. Just like if you have a job, sometimes you just need to step away for it for a bit and then come back with renewed energy, and you might also like pick up some good ideas over that period. And the final point to avoid burnout, don't be afraid to make changes. If there's something around your workflow, if you feel like you don't have enough content, then maybe try to consider making fewer but maybe slightly longer videos. Or if you feel like your videos getting dragged out and you don't really have a lot of ideas, but none of them are good enough for big, longer format videos, make shorter videos and then maybe make more of them. Change it up as you see fit. Figure out what works for you. Don't be afraid to make changes, especially when your channel is new. Next point, compete with yourself and not with others. I cannot stress how important it is. It's so common when I talk to people that have been watching my videos or people, they look at other creators, or they think that we look at other creators as competitors. And that's not the case. YouTube is not like a store. If you have an online store and both of them sell a product, if I as a customer go and buy a product, I'm not gonna go and buy that same product from the other store because I only need one of them. But that's not the case when it comes to YouTube videos. If people are interested in a topic and they watched one video on the topic they found good, chances are they're gonna go and find more videos on the same topic and they're gonna go and watch that. So it's not like once a viewer have watched that video that they're never gonna go and watch the video on that topic again. So see other channels as colleagues and not competitors. And that also means don't try to compare yourself with other channels. Every channel is unique and every channel has different growth patterns and different metrics they are good at optimizing and bad at optimizing. Compete with yourself. Look at your previous video and figure out, how can I make that better? How can I get more engagement from viewers? How can I get more likes? How do I get more people to subscribe from that video? How do I pull in more people from your last video? How do you improve yourself? It's a game, it's a race against yourself, and look at your other channels as colleagues. A very common thing, and that's especially for like brand new channels, I'm talking like sub 1,000 subscribers, people are, when they just start out, they are extremely hungry for that initial exposure just to get the word out that their channel is here. A common thing that I see a lot is people, they go out and ask for shoutouts. Don't do it. I'm gonna tell you that in 90% of the cases, 95 maybe, you're gonna get a no. You're gonna get a no because that creator that you're asking for a shout out for, they don't know you. They have no reason, like they don't have anything to gain from shouting out a small channel. And in fact, they may be putting themselves a little bit on the line, because if you then turn out, if I go and shout out a channel, and then channel then turns out to make some terrible content all of a sudden, I've kind of like given them my seal of approval, and then people are like, oh, but Astro said that channel was good, I should check it out, but it's not really good. And you kind of see how I dilute the trust that you need to build between your audience by doing these shoutouts. So I have a much better way to go about it if you are a small channel looking to grow. Go and ask bigger creators in your space if they want to do an interview with you. So maybe you have a topic you want to talk about, and you could take them in as like an expert in the field and say, hey, I talked to this guy, you have a conversation with them, you record it just like half an hour and you edit that down as part of the video. You don't have to make it necessarily the focus on the video, but it could be a part of the video where you pull those guys in, get a second opinion, and it is much more likely that that other creator is going to repost your video or go and link to it maybe on their community page and say, hey, I did an interview with this guy. If you want to go and watch it, here's the link. Much more like, you're going to have much higher success rate going through that approach than just straight asking for shoutouts. It's kind of like reverse shoutouts, if you will, where you are kind of like highlighting their channel on yours, but then it kind of goes backwards, if that makes sense. And as you begin to grow, people are going to come and ask you for an interview. That's happened with me multiple times, where I have live streamers, other content creators that come and ask me if I want to do an interview with them. If they can interview me, do it. When that begins to happen, absolutely do it. It's a win-win situation for everybody, because you're getting your name exposed to a new audience that may not know about you already. So absolutely huge plus. When those requests begin to come in, do it. And again, if you can find good ways to collaborate with other channels, it is also an awesome way to grow. Trust me, no matter the size of a channel, every creator is always looking for a cool idea for the next video. Everyone's doing that. So if you have a cool idea where you can collaborate with other people and you can basically serve another creator that video idea on a platter, saying, hey, do you want to work together? We make this video, we collab with this, you post a video on your channel, I post a video on my channel, and they could kind of link to each other, have something to do with each other, so people would try to cross promote each other's videos. Perfect. But that's the way to go to get involved with other creators instead of straight up asking for a shout out. Next, I want to talk about what I call like the viewer journey. And this is something you need to sit and think about at least once. And that is to think, what is your tactic from getting someone who doesn't know who you are, who never heard of you, what is it you want them to do? Like, the easy answer is you want them to watch your videos. Yes, but how? A very common way would be to have some unknown person. You want to turn them into first a viewer, so somebody who watches your videos. You then want to turn your viewers into subscribers, and maybe you want to turn your subscribers into supporters. So that might be a tactic, and that's actually the tactic that I've been using for this channel for the past 8 years, but I'm going to use a slightly different tactic for my other channel I'm moving over to here in the new year. It's called Cosmic Curiosity. I'm going to show you that in a second and how it differs from this one. But if you use this very standard viewer to subscriber to supporter, think about, how do you create a viewer? What generates a viewer? What I mean with a viewer is somebody who watches your videos regularly, not someone who just come by, watch one video and disappears. In order to generate viewers, you need to have videos that are extremely clickable. Not clickbaity, but clickable. So this needs to be things people are searching for. For me, as a game content creator, has been how-to videos and guides. This is people like, they're playing a game, they don't know how to do a thing, and I make a video that just says how to do a thing. People go Google how or YouTube how to do a thing. My video pops up. Boom. Now they watch that one. Okay. Next time they look for an answer for something, another one of my videos may pop up, and another one, and another one, and eventually they're like, hey, I've watched like 5 videos from this guy. They are now a viewer, they know who I am, they've been watching a number of my videos, and they might begin to investigate what else do I do other than just how-to guides and tutorials. So here is the type of videos that I use to convert viewers into subscribers. It would often be series, ongoing videos where there's a natural episode 1, 2, 3 going forward. Those types of videos are extremely good for converting viewers into subscribers because they watch, maybe they spot that video, or maybe because they've been watching a number of your clickable videos, they would all of a sudden find that video through YouTube recommendations. They begin to watch it, then all of a sudden they reach the end of that playlist. And they're like, I want to have the next episode in this series. Well, that's when people subscribe and they say, oh, I want that next episode. I'm gonna go and subscribe so I can get the next episode when it comes out. Now, the final step here is then you need to convert your subscribers into supporters. And how do you do that? If you want people to actually go and support your channel with, like, financially, through whether that's through YouTube memberships, Twitch subscriptions, Patreon, whatever, if you want that, you need to connect with your viewers more personally, because they need to feel like, hey, this is the creator that I'm going to support. How do you do that? For me, the tactic here has been through live streams. Live streams for me has been a great way to talk more directly to people, where people can come in, sit in a chat, we're playing a game, and they can ask questions and they can come with suggestions and say, hey, where we should go over here. I would like ask the chat from time to time during live streams, hey, what do you guys think? Sitting and playing with them, having a chat with them, that's when you try to create that more personal bond with people. And I find it's one of my favorite things about actually content creating is having that like connection with people, talking to people in chat. But as I said, I'm going with a slightly different tactic on my new channel called Cosmic Curiosity that I'm moving over to here in the beginning of next year, where I'm not really going to be focusing so much on stuff like Patreon or memberships. I'm much more going to focus on trying to promote one of my own products that I'm working on, which is a field guide for astrophotography. The tactic here is going to be, again, generate viewers just as before with guides, tutorials, those kind of things. But from here, I want them to either subscribe or become a customer and going out and buying this book that I'm working on, or both. They can go down both alleys if they want to, but I'm not necessarily going to focus so much on the whole like supporting the channel directly through donations. That's a nice segue to the next segment, because now we need to talk money. There is a number of different sources that you can use to generate income through YouTube. Here's just a list of the ones that I've been experimenting with over the last 8 years, which is Google AdSense, YouTube memberships, super chats, super thanks, direct donations, Patreon, affiliate marketing, sponsored videos, and merch sales. These are all ways that you can generate revenue from your YouTube channel. The obvious one, of course, Google AdSense is a no-brainer. It's just monetizing your videos. And if you are in the whole Google ecosystem, then enabling stuff like super thanks, super chats if you're live streaming, and YouTube memberships is also a natural way to go. Now, my recommendations for here would probably be that outside the normal YouTube or Google products that they have available through the YouTube Studio, pick like 2, maybe 3 other sources of income that you want to. I have for a long time diversified it way too much, right? Way too many small things going on. And for me at least, I think it's going to be nice to try and focus more on a few revenue streams and get those really, really working well. One thing I've learned with affiliate programs, where you go to a company and they basically set up a special link. If people click the link, buy a product, you get some percentage of that sale back. Now, the thing with affiliate programs is they are relatively easy to get into because all the risk is on your side. Like, if you cannot promote a sale, you're not going to get paid. But be careful not just to sign up to every single affiliate program, because I've cut down, I actually completely stopped doing affiliate programs completely, because it easily gets messy, where you just have like 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 different affiliate programs that all uses different platforms. So you don't really have a good overview, and managing all these and keeping track on what new updates are for the different products, and are there changes in prices, so you need to update your integrations and stuff like that. It can very quickly become messy. And one thing you will note is that finding sponsors in the beginning can be maybe difficult, but don't worry too much about it in the beginning. Eventually you will reach a point where you're gonna be choosing which ones you want to work with. I can tell you that I receive 1 to 2 emails every day from various companies that want to basically buy time in front of you guys. And in 99% of the cases, it's a no thank you. I see the relationship I have with my audience as kind of like a goodwill saving account, whereas an account where you save up goodwill. Whenever I post a video that people like, I gain goodwill from the audience. The audience begins to say, hey, nice video, I like that, he did a good video, and I put that goodwill into my savings account. Every time you do a sponsored video, you take a little bit of that goodwill. Even though it might be super relevant, you still take a little bit of that goodwill out of the savings account and you use that. Now, if you, let's say, making, like I did, doing gaming videos, and if you all of a sudden go and say, hey, I know we've been talking about computer games, but here's an ad for a lawnmower, right? If you're promoting a product that's super far away from the topic you're talking about, from your niche, you're taking a lot of goodwill out of that account to do that promotion. And if you begin to take too much goodwill out, people's gonna stop watching your videos because like, nah, he's just in it for the money, doesn't care. So really think about who you're working with and make sure you find companies that are close to the niche that you're talking about. Now, trust me, I have seen, like, not gonna mention any names, but if I say some shitty mobile game, they will pay absurd amount of money. But don't do it. Don't do it. Doing these kind of sponsorships that's far away from your niche is kind of like peeing your pants to stay warm. It might work in the short term, but in the long term, it's a bad idea. Here's a really good advice that I actually got recently, and that is really think about, do you actually want to sell the reach that you have to promote other people's products, when you could be using that reach to promote your own products? You might think, but I don't have a product to sell. Everybody can make a merch store. There is a number of them. You can go out into the YouTube even have on their monetization section a list that they work with that has direct integration into YouTube, so they show up underneath your videos, where you just go, you sign up for an account, you upload your designs, and they take care of everything from printing t-shirts to shipping them, return, all that stuff. You don't have to worry anything, you don't have to keep stock of items anywhere. They just do it for you. Everybody can do that. And if you try to promote that instead, well, you get a much bigger cut of that sale than you otherwise would if you're trying to promote some other people's product. The final thing about monetization is I want to talk about direct like subscriptions. We're talking Patreon or maybe YouTube memberships, those kind of things. Because often what I've seen is you will have different tiers, that makes sense, and you want to give people a reward for going up to higher and higher tier, to paying you more and more every month, one of these recurring things. Think about whether what you're offering is scalable. Let me make an example. If you're a new channel, you just set up your Patreon account or using YouTube memberships or whatever you're using, it might be easy for you to think, oh, I'm just going to offer for the highest tier that I'll be playing computer games with them like 1 hour every day, or 1 hour a week maybe. That's more realistic. And then you're thinking, oh, I can do that. I can offer an hour here and there, but that's not scalable. Like, it might work when you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 guys at that tier, but what when you have 20, 50? All of a sudden, you're spending a huge amount of your time on just fulfilling that promise to play games with people. It's not scalable. So when you do these reward tiers, make sure that it's something that no matter how many people subscribe to that tier, doesn't increase your workload massively. One of the things that I've done is I would list my top tier subscribers at the end of my videos. It doesn't take a lot of work for me when a new subscriber comes in to go, type their name in, add them to the list, and then it automatically gets rendered in with the next video. I just have it as a list that automatically gets put into my videos. It's a very, very little task, and I need to do it once per new Patreon. And then they're in there. Then if they unsubscribe, you just need to go and remove them. So it's very little work. So if you are going to be going down the route with Patreons or YouTube memberships and you want to offer rewards, really think about what can you do that is scalable. So it will often be something that will require a one-time action from you, or something that happens completely automatic with like giving them extra perks in chats if you're live streaming, or giving them a cool little name when they comment on your videos, stuff like that. That doesn't require any action from you at all. Now, if you're either considering going into content creation, or maybe you're already a content creator and any of what I just told you was useful, I actually want to invite you to see how this can be used in practice. Because as I've been saying throughout this video, I'm moving over to a new channel, trying something completely new here in 2024. And I'm going to be taking a lot of the points that I've made in this video, and I'm going to be putting them into practical use. Go over to Cosmic Curiosity, I'll link it in the description, and then you can see for yourself how I implement this in practice over on that channel as videos begin to come out on the channel in 2024. Thanks a lot for watching. Fly safe.